What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Making Podcasts Great Again. I am your tech stuff guy, Jay Nog, and we are here, of course, with the President of the United States of Mar-a-Lago and New Jersey, Mr. Donald J. Trump. Mr. President, looking very presidential. How are you today?
I realized something. You said Ray Bob was the name. I just came up with a very funny music thing. You ever heard of the Bangles?
Yeah.
The Bangles, very
Look
hot
like an
lead
Egyptian.
singer. Well, I would prefer not to, but the lead singer was a very hot Susanna person, very hot. And they had a song called Manic Monday. I'm going to call this just another Ray Bob Monday after you. It's a great
Thank
honor,
you.
by the way.
I
So we got Ray
appreciate that.
Bob. We got Ray Bob in the house. Just another Ray Bob Monday, and now we're doing. Our country is out of control. It's sort of. I don't know if we've ever had. I don't know if, and I say this sadly, with strong but great sadness. I don't know if our country's ever been in worse shape. Before Tiffany just screamed. I don't know if you could hear that, but Tiffany just screamed very
I
loudly.
did.
Because she's so upset. Even she's upset. Even Martha Maples' daughter person is not happy.
Well, Mr. President, some big news out of London. Queen Elizabeth has passed. Did that hit you very hard?
Well, it's tough out of London because I just found out today also, and I'm surprised you never. London Bridge is falling down. So we got to ask, what the hell is going on in London? Is this the Sleepy Joe economy? First, the London Bridge is falling. The Queen is dying. What the hell is going on in the world? It's
crazy.
It's next thing you're gonna tell me there's a London fog. No, Mike, fog.
He's still hanging around these days?
He's in a cage. That's what we do with traitors. Wait, it's called compromise. They wanted to hang Mike Pence. Other people wanted to let him go, and I thought, cage Mike Pence. It's called diplomacy. It's called compromise, which Joe Biden doesn't know anything about. Cage Mike Pence. That's called the compromise.
Now, I wanted to ask you about Queen Elizabeth. What is your fondest memory that you have with her or of her?
When we was, we were, remember me very strong in the tuxedo, walking around with the Queen.
Mm-hmm.
Two of the memories I have, and I sort of invented this phrase, and nobody gives me credit, and that's okay. But she had asked me if I had wanted a crumpet. It's like a croissant and a trumpet combined into one dessert.
Yes.
She said, do you want a crumpet? And I said, yes, Queen. And all of a sudden, all of a sudden you look on social media and everybody was saying, yes, Queen. So I sort of invented that with the Queen. So that was impressive. And
Very impressive.
The other part, nobody gives credit. This, Ray. Nobody gives credit, but that's okay. I'll take the credit. And the other time was, they said, sir, normally we don't let people have free reign of the Fuckingham Castle, Fuckingham Palace. But they said, sir, you're so great. Who gives a fuck? Walk around Fuckingham. And I walked around and I accidentally walked in on the Queen taking a royal shit. And she was sitting there. And I got to say, at the time, she would have been, I guess, 93. I don't know what they're doing with the vaginal rejuvenation in England, but it looked pretty solid for, it looked like a woman half her age. So I stood there and I said, your royal pussy, it looks pretty strong. And she said, thank you, sir. She called me sir. And then she wiped and she left. And we went back to the meal, and it was she wasn't all formal and stuffy with me the way she was with all of the boring presidents. I think for all I respect her because she obviously you can hear how much I respect her. Tremendous respect
A
for
lot,
her.
yes.
But so she was very good at the respectful part, very
Mhm.
formal. But if you could just talk to her, you realize she was really like a very interesting, a very thoughtful, a very respectful. She called me sir, and just very knowledgeable. So and just great lady, and she will be missed. Um, and I think England is yeah, they got to see about London Bridge now, but it's a rough week. It's a very tough week for uh, the British Knights Sneaker Company.
Very tough week with British Knights. Now, Mr. President, you recently posted on True Social that
Oh, did you get on? I know some of our tech stuff people haven't gotten on to Truth Social.
I've not gone on yet.
I have a question for you, Tech.
Sure.
What do you think of the tech? If this great patriotic podcast, what if I feel like the show should get on Truth Social?
I think that would be a great idea.
I think we could reach so many. We have nice patriots, but sometimes we get radical left people who slip in. What if we got just an unbelievable group of patriots? Just,
It's a brilliant idea.
I think
I,
so. I
I
think we
think
have to do strong Truth Social finally.
I
For the
hope we get
show,
I hope we
obviously,
get
I'm on Truth
approved.
Social.
I hope we get approved.
I'll tell you right now, the secret, they require a password. It's the N word with a hard R.
You have to type it or you say it into your microphone and it's recorded.
There's three authentications. You can type it, you can mouth it. You do like a FaceTime and you mouth it. But you got to really get the R at the end. You really have to see the hard R when you mouth it. And the third option is you do a TikTok screaming it at an African American and then upload that to Truth Social, and you get platinum premium access.
So it's type it, mouth it, or scream it at a black person.
African American, that was racist. What you said. I'm getting it. I don't,
Getting
I'm already in
emotional.
an emotional state after what happened to the queen of
England.
Eritrea. So it's we I don't like that, I said African American. You have to scream the N-word at an African American, not at a black person. That was
Okay.
racist for you to say that.
My apologies.
But if you just scream the N-word with a hard R at an African American and put it on TikTok and then do the share, there's like a share TikTok button, and you're right, you go right to the Truth Social, and you get the platinum, quick premium access.
So it's a platinum check next to your name.
Yes, you get a what they do is they put a little noose next to your name, and that's like platinum verification. We are starting off hot tonight. These Patreon patriots. They're going to be writing to you at 6 a.m. saying, "Sir, it's the greatest we've ever heard. What a wonderful episode! Great tribute to the Queen of Ethiopia."
No. Back to True Social. You did post that you were knighted in private by the
Yes.
Queen. Can you tell us about that moment when you were knighted? Must be very special.
Tech stuff, that's normally one of those things, I notice I didn't say it when she was alive because some things should be private between a great president and a truly great queen. But now that she's dead, I will as the blacks would say, I will spill the English tea. It was a very, after we had formed a bond after I walked in on her on the royal toilet, the roilet they call it. And she approached me after we had a meal and said, "Sir, how would you like to not just be a sir because I respect you, but an official sir?" You know how important it is for the respect.
Yes.
So when I say sir, this is something that people don't. When I say sir, when I want to be called sir,
Mhm.
it used to be just sort of proper business respect and manners. It's called manners,
But now it's
but
mandatory.
thank you. You're one of the better. I have to say, you might be back, right? Ray Bob, just another Ray Bob Monday. It's you might be back. We'll see. Yeah, a lot of time to screw up, but you might be back. But
Uh,
she said, so I'm actually an official sir in the English meaning as well. So what she did was she walked in and she had one of her manservants carrying a shoebox with British Knights in them, old sneakers. And she said, "This is who, Darren." And I said, "Who the fuck is that?" Pardon my French. I know we're in England, but I shouldn't be using French. I said, "Who the fuck is Barton?" And she went, "Chip, chip, cheerio." And I said, "I don't really like Cheerios. I'm more of a Fruit Loops guy. Calm down, Mike." And she handed me the British Knights, and she tapped me on one shoulder with the shoebox and then tapped me on the other shoulder because she knows I don't like swords coming at my face. And that's more of Melania's sort of premium content vibe. All the long swords hitting her in the face. But she knighted me with British Knights, and she said, "Rise, Sir Donald of Trump." And I said, "Oh, well, I already am rising after I saw that rejuvenated royal coach. I've been at attention the entire time out of strong respect." And she went, "You are so funny, Donald." And I said, "Well, thank you. If you were 60 years older, I might, something and pillage you, if you know what I mean, if we can talk like old colonial people." And she said, "Oh, I would let you." And then comatose husband, who's dead, we respect that, rest in power. But he was like staring at me, and I said, "Can you get the old guy from Poltergeist to stop looking at me when I'm having an erection for this old queen?" And and it was a great respectful meeting at the castle at Fuckingham. So it was beautiful, and I still have the British Knights sneakers in my closet, and I will cherish them, being a Sir Donald of Trump.
Well, congratulations on being British knighted. That's awesome. Mr. President, one last thing about Queen Elizabeth and this tragedy. There is a new king, King Charles. What are your thoughts on him? Have you ever had any interaction with him, positive, negative? You think he's going to be a good king?
Aren't those like spaniels? Aren't they like King Charles spaniels?
There are, yes.
So he's literally being a king like a dog. How about that? A king like a dog. How about that? After Queen Elizabeth, we got a dog king. I always respected him for having had sex with Princess Diana, who wanted to date me, by the way, but I said no, thank you. But she was very attractive, and I also like that he kept a side chick. So on the one hand, he seems like a real man, like he would fit in with MAGA.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit awkward, but likes to fuck lots of women, and has servants and slaves and whatnot. So in that we say, MAGA Charles, you know, might even call him MAGA with a hard R. But what I don't like is that he's very into climate. He's probably woke at this point, but he's very into climate change and other radical left policies. And when his son, the redhead, Harry,
Mm-hmm.
when he married, I don't, you know who I'm talking about, the very low IQ, very nasty
Meghan Markle,
African-American
I think
woman.
her name is.
Yeah, that one.
Yes.
When he married that woman, I don't remember Prince Charles, when he was Prince Charles, saying, "Not on my watch," because that would have been what a strong MAGA prince would say. Instead, he just, fuddy-duddied and was okay with it. And I don't think I'll ever forgive him for that. Now, had it been Stacey Dash, I could accept like a Candace Owens or a Stacey Dash African American woman, but not this one. Not Meghan Markle with a hard R. So
Totally
overall,
understandable.
I'm not a fan. I'll give him time.
Mm-hmm.
We give him a chance. Remember, Dave Chappelle gave me a chance, and I did so strongly.
Yes.
So we'll give King Charles a chance for him and his spaniels.
Well, also, Mr. President, join the Patreon, patreon.com/MPGA. This month, movie reviews. We have a bonus episode coming up, and it's featuring Baron Trump. That's right. He's going to tell you how it is going back to school after being raided by the FBI. So the bonus episode is with Baron Trump this month.
So all these
yeah.
people who are like, we want to hear from Barton, Melanoma's son. Now this is their chance to sign up for the $5 level, and they can hear the past one.
Yes,
If they
two
sign
of
up
them.
at 5, they can hear the past one, and then they'll get the future one. Now, obviously, if they sign up at the 10, they can see the Barton videos that I allowed him to make as a favor to his mother, mashed potatoes. But the movie reviews I did. Remember Siskel and Ebert?
Yes.
Both of them are dead.
Yes.
Right. Well, I'm not. And what I did was better than anything they've ever done in their lives. The reviews I did of Pinocchio and Barbarian, which are up right now for the Ivanka level and above, I think should win awards for movie reviews, if they like an Oscar for movie reviews. So people, and you can keep talking about when we're doing we have adjusted the live episode. I got a strong DM, those things on Truth Social.
Yes.
On Truth Social, though, I think it's not a DM, it's a BM.
That's right.
Because it goes right to your colon. I got a BM, which is much more direct than just a DM. I got a BM from Ali, Otto, and Ellie, and they said to me, "Sir, we're very little Patreon patriots, $10 level, perfect tens, which is our highest. It's the platinum level. If it was on a Truth Social page, it would have the noose next to it.
That's right.
And a dog bone, respect." And they said, "Sir, we are taking courses at Idaho Militia Christian, and they meet on Tuesdays and Thursday nights, and they're in cross burning and CrossFit. That's the 2 courses they're taking." And they said, "Can you do possibly the live episodes a different night, at least this month, sir?" And I said, "Of course we can." And so through a Mar-a-Lago Patreon executive order, we are now doing the live episode, the Rush Limboshana
Yes.
episode will now be September 28th,
Wednesday
at
night.
9 p.m. Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, out of respect for the great students at Idaho Militia Christian.
We're going 9 p.m. Eastern. We're going 9 p.m. Eastern.
Well, I have legal meetings in
Yes.
Manhattan until a little later. So it's 8. We want to be nice. It's called being nice.
Okay.
I could maybe make 8 o'clock, but I don't, if I can't, if I'm too busy.
We'll do 9. Wednesday, September 28th, 9 p.m. Eastern for the perfect 10, which is Rush Limboshana this year. And it's going to be a doozy. Very festive. So
bring Oxy.
Yes.
Bring potato pancakes and Oxy.
Patreon.com/MPGA. Remember, this month, our bonus episode is Baron Trump giving some back to school tips and telling about his experiences going back to school this fall. Again, patreon.com/MPGA. Now, Mr. President, know you're a busy man. We have a few more stories left, and Chris Christie you're hot and cold with him. Sometimes he talks trash about you. You don't like him. Sometimes he supports you, and you guys are good acquaintances. This time, I think you're
He's a
gonna.
fat fuck.
Okay, well, let's see what you say about after this. Chris Christie he's mad
Oh,
at
why is he losing 300 pounds during this segment?
no,
Okay, then he's a fat fuck. But I have
he's
respect for him.
he's mad at Sleepy Joe for attacking 74 million Trump supporters. And he came out, he's angry at Sleepy Joe for this. Now, that's having your back. What do you think about that?
Well, you never heard the phrase, fastest gun in the West, for like the like Westerns.
Yes.
He's the biggest gunt in the East.
Does he know you call him that?
I call it to his face.
I like that, biggest gunt in the East.
No, I
Have you
mean, he's stating the obvious, but I agree, and it's nice that he's not being a rhino for once. He's not running and doing, I disagree with what he's saying, blah blah blah. He's
have you
actually saying the truth.
have you
Social.
spoken to him?
He's on Truth Social. We BM on Truth
Okay.
Social.
That's good. Now, there is a new book that is coming out from Maggie Haberman, I think her name is, from the New York Times. And
It's called The Failing New York Times.
I'm sorry, Maggie Haberman from the failing New York Times. And she was a White House correspondent. And you got to laugh out of my wife on that one. And there's a new book coming out that says that
Wait, your wife is listening in on this? Is she taping this for the FBI?
no, she's not taping this for the FBI. She just heard what I repeated that you just said
Okay.
about the failing New York
Okay.
Times. Yes.
Okay, because we have to really be careful these days.
I know.
Wouldn't surprise me if we have a few traitor tech stuff. People.
No traitor here. But there's a new book coming out about you. And in the book, it says that if you lost the election, you wouldn't leave the White House. Now, that can't be true because you left the White House.
Right. It's so funny that this is
Fake
like
news,
a
more fake
controversial.
news.
Well, it's actually not fake news because it says if I lost, I wouldn't leave the White House, but I left, which means I won.
I see what you did there. Okay.
They play checkers, we play go fish.
I totally get it.
You see, and they're making the fake news. They're running around going, "Oh my God, he said this." He said, "Yes, I said, if I lose, I won't leave the White House." And yet here I am on my golf properties, not at the White House. You know why, tech stuff? Because I won.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why the Twitter has always said he wouldn't leave. Yes, I left because I won. And it's sort of amazing. I mean, think about it. Are people having such a tough time piecing this together when it's right there? If I lose, I won't leave. Well, therefore, since I'm a stupid radical left person, if he leaves, that means he won. And I don't know why this has been so complicated for the left. They're just walking around going, "Oh, he said he wouldn't leave." No. If I lost, I wouldn't leave. Because I would say to Sleepy Joe, "Welcome. How are you? Enjoy the office, Sleepy." But he lost. I won. So I'm doing what I did as president, which is go to my golf properties.
Question for you: If Sleepy Joe does run for re-election, and you have to debate him in some way, because if you do run again, will you just refer to him as Sleepy all the time?
I'll probably mix it up. Hunter's dad. I might call him once in a while. We'll call him Hunter's dad. We'll call him Sleepy. We'll call him Sleazy. We'll call him Corrupt. We'll call him, and what I'm going to give you a little tip. You know what I'm going to say during the debates?
What?
Just to mess with him and mess with his radical left people. Wake up, Joe. Wake up. And he'll go, "Oh, God love him, Jack." And everybody will be like, "Oh, he woke up. Look at that. Trump told him to woke up and he woke up. He's woke."
That's the plan. I like it.
Because if he sleeps, then he's Sleepy Joe. But if he wakes up, he's woke.
Woke Joe.
Either way, he loses.
Gotcha. Two more stories for you, Mr. President. And
A lot of stories.
I know. Now, you are opposing the special masters candidates who your lawyers suggested. Is this
They
true?
came up with very weak. No, we couldn't agree on it because the DOJ was like, we want to get nasty people to destroy Trump. And my lawyers came up with a list, and I didn't approve it. I didn't think it was a good list. But I said, I let the lawyers have a try, and they failed.
Now, who would be your top 5 special masters then? If your lawyers can come through for you, what names would you suggest to them now?
Oh, well, you got to have Sidney Powell, great legal mind, very fair.
Mm-hmm.
Judge Jeanine Pirro, great judge, great legal mind, great talent on Fox. Judge Reinhold, one of the great 80s people.
Okay.
Judge Dredd, very tough on crime, sort of a little more conservative, which is the left doesn't like that, but at least he'll be fair. He's, if there's a crime, you think Judge Dredd is going to go soft on crime? No, he's going to go tough.
Very tough.
He's going to go tough. And I would say the top choice for special master would be a dominatrix named Michaela that I've seen from time to time, because she is tough. And when she has a whip and those stilettos, you call her special master. That's for sure. So she's got a tremendous amount of training as a special master.
Kim Kardashian is not up for that special master.
No.
She has law degree.
She also probably has numerous STDs.
Did you see a picture of her recently? It was in a magazine. What do you think of that? She definitely didn't look like herself.
No, I told her it's about time she embraced her not be afraid of being white. She's embraced her whiteness, and it's I figured she thought if she's going to destroy the African American community, she has to do it as different races. So she went with kind of a tan kind of look for a while, and now she can get she can sort of weed out other African Americans who will go for the blondes. And I think it's a great plan. I respect her.
All right. I don't know. She looked kind of alien-like in that picture, I thought. Didn't look attractive at all.
Yeah, I wouldn't go for her. But and I've already, we already did criminal justice reform, and she was a lot better looking.
So she's not hotter to you, whiter?
It looks like she caught some sort of Caucasian AIDS from Pete Davidson. If we're being honest, it feels like Pete Davidson got around her and got his praying mantis body on her and sort of probably was in all the holes, and she just all of a sudden went from sort of a tan criminal justice reform goddess into sort of looking like a white trash augmented version of Jessica Chastain. She looks like so I think forget monkeypox and COVID. What about a Davidson vaccine? Why isn't Moderna working on that? Because he's spreading a lot. He's getting our young actresses. He's getting our old actresses. He's getting, it's a real disgrace, to be honest. What's happening with, we're not protecting our women from Davidson AIDS. David we'll edit that.
Davidson.
Look at tech stuff. Another point for tech stuff. That brings you up to -3.
Doing well tonight.
Very strong. BetOnline.ag. What's the spread on tech stuff tonight?
Now, Mr. President, we've talked about Bartholomew pretty often. We haven't really spoken about Ivanka in a while. And Don Jr. pops up into the news. I don't know if you saw another one of his Twitter rants during it was a rally, and his fiance spoke and then danced away, and he called her a spicy broad, and then after defended his use of the term spicy broad by bringing you up and saying that liberals wouldn't like the word spicy broad to talk about their fiance or significant other.
You know what? Don Jr. should keep my name out of his mouth. That stupid chinless bitch. First of all, spicy. I appreciate the effort at being a little demeaning to Latinos, but he could have dropped the Y, and then it would have really meant something. But he didn't. And why? Because he's a coward. Now, what I call her, I don't call her that. I leave that to what they do in the bedroom. But yeah, he calls her a spicy broad. I call her a filthy bitch. Who's tougher? Who's going to trigger the libs more? Yeah, she's a spicy broad, Dad. Oh, you're
He
so. Oh, you look
he's
at
sounding more like you, Mr. President. Do you hear him
He's-
speak? He's
he
sounding more
thinks-
like you.
It's pathetic, don't you? Isn't it sort of pathetic? It's be your own man. You're 40, whatever. I don't even know I don't know his birthday or anything, but you're in your 40s. You have no chin. You have this 53-year-old, psycho dancing piece of shit slobbing on your knob to get even with Gavin Newsom. So why don't you just relax and try to be your own man for once? And it's like, oh, I called her a spicy broad, Dad. Oh, very cool. I call her a filthy bitch. Now, who's triggering the libs more? So he's not even triggering very well.
You're not flattered that he's trying to sound like you?
As a father of 2 kids, I say, be your own person for crying out loud. What do you special needs Don? What that and the kids walking around? It's like, Dad, look at me, Dad. Can I be you, Dad? Let's go trigger the libs, Dad. Oh, at some point you're embarrassing me. Just go have sloppy 493rds with Kimberly and get out of my face, please.
Mr. President, what an ending. Shitting on your son like that. Really appreciate, of course, you joining us week in and week out. And then
a big number 3 right on his chinless face.
And check out patreon.com/MPGA for the movie reviews. That's right. And the bonus episode this month with Barron Trump. And he's going to talk about going back to school. Our Perfect 10 episode on Wednesday, September 28th, the live episode at 9 p.m. Eastern, Rush Limbaugh Shana, and tons of bonus material, special guests, Fred Trump traditions. Join up now, patreon.com/MPGA. Also, if you are in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, this Saturday night, I will be at the Bottle Rocket Social Hall opening for Jordan Carlos at 9 p.m. this Saturday night at 9 p.m. at the Bottle Rocket Social Hall in Pittsburgh, PA. Come on out and say hello. And Mr. President, the floor is yours.
Well, we do have people in Pittsburgh, so how about that?
Nice.
Our country is under attack, and it's a disgrace. Hey, everybody. The usual announcements. Check out my website. Check out my the other Patreon. Check out my other podcast. I'll be in York, Pennsylvania, October 14th. Ticket link is up on my website. I'll be in Ann Arbor, Michigan, November 11th and 12th. Ticket link not up yet, but just mark your calendar if you're in the greater Ann Arbor, Detroit area. But yeah, just go on over there when you're done with making podcasts great again, blah, blah, blah. join the Patreon. We really are putting out some hot shit, and this month is going to be really good. So as always, thanks for being fans. Thanks for listening. Thanks for the support, and God help us all.